Hello and welcome to this introductive oil painting exercise on painting a cylinder in grayscale. So to start off, I'm going to do what is called blocking in your subject, and I'm going to kind of like sketch a cylinder as a guide for my painting. So I'm going to go to the center of my paper and I'm just going to make a mark vertically. I use a mix of a small amount of mineral spirits. Specifically, I'm using Sansador with some black paint. So you make that vertical line, and this is the fun part. You get to decide how big or how wide you want your cylinder to be. So I choose a height and a width. I'm eyeballing this, so it's not going to be perfect, but as you delve deeper into the relationship between light, value, and the form of your object throughout the painting, you'll see that your illustration will start to come to life. So it's okay if you use a ruler and measure out the orientation, or if you eyeball it. It really is your choice. You have to trust yourself and do what makes you happy. Throughout this video, I won't play any music just so that you can focus. To clean my brush, I use Sansador. So starting with the darkest value, I use it to go ahead and color in the occlusion shadow to just make a very light, faint line. And then I'll use it to color in the core shadow. I then use the next lightest value in my grayscale that I have here, and I go ahead and color in the part of the cylinder that would be the reflected light. For me, the reflected light will be along the right side of the cylinder, and it'll also be at the bottom of the cylinder. So I include a little dark bit in the lower right hand side of the corner, kind of underneath the reflection of the cast shadow. So the left-hand side of my cylinder will be made up of the halftones, and the halftones are on the light side of my cylinder. I'm using the medium mixed value from my palette, which would be the third value from the lightest part of your palette for the halftones. So on the top plane of the cylinder, I'm going to put the lightest gray value that I have on my palette. You can also use this opportunity. I paint the bottom of the cylinder with the lightest gray before washing off my brush so that I have something to compare the colors to and to help create the illusion of a cylinder. Now, the background of the cylinder would be painted a step darker than your lightest value. So now we're going to focus our attention on the cast shadow and the foreground color. So the cast shadow, you would combine the second and third values on your palette from the lightest, and the foreground color would be that lightest value. You can mix a little bit of the colors from your palette to add on to the transitions from the halftones if you want it a little softer, and you can smooth out textures on the elliptical plane, but do what feels good to you. And that's it. You enjoy. Thank you.